Chapter 2 Nightmares and Shadows of the Past. Viewer discretion is advised when watching, listening, or reading. All content is a product of the author's imagination. Do not attempt to imitate or replicate under any circumstances. There is no intent to harm the reputation of any artist, nor to cause any damage to any artist. Recap from the previous chapter.
Are you still sleepy? Shall we go to bed?
Come on up.
The mysterious voice floated through the air, as mysterious as the wind itself. Ern's eyes widened in shock. That was definitely not Mind's voice. Mind quickly turned her head to look toward the second-floor hallway, where the dim light barely illuminated the area. She was certain the voice had come from there, and she was about to follow it.
B, no!
You stay here?
No, B, don't go. Please don't.
It doesn't matter what happens. I'm going to check it out. You stay here and don't move. I'll call the night guards first. Sit and wait here.
Please, B. No, don't go. Or at least have the night guards check first.
All right. Calm down. I'll call the guards now.
B, please hold me tighter.
Of course.
Mind hugged Ern tightly. At this point, Ern was shaking with fear, and Mind immediately reached for her phone on the small table nearby. She called the 2 night guards to check the house and the area around it, refusing to go herself as Ern had suggested. 10:15 p.m. upstairs bedroom. It was the first night in the house, and it was eerily quiet. Thankfully, only the occasional crack of wood and the distant whistling of the wind broke the silence. Mead and Ern lay next to each other after the night guards reported they found nothing out of the ordinary. The 2 women decided to sleep in the second-floor bedroom, while the guards took turns watching over the first floor. The guards, concerned by the distress they saw in Mind and Ern, occasionally patrolled the house, especially when they heard something strange or sensed something out of place. Meanwhile, Mind and Ern were lying in bed, covered with warm blankets. The moonlight shone through the dusty windows, as the crew hadn't arrived yet due to the short notice Mind had given them. Mind had come earlier than planned, convincing Ern she wanted to experience the atmosphere of the house before it was renovated, wanting to feel the old version of it, although she wasn't entirely sure why. It almost felt as if something or someone had pushed her to come right after seeing a photograph of the house in Bangkok. Mind glanced at Ern, who had closed her eyes. She saw her girlfriend's face relaxed and calm, and couldn't resist leaning in to whisper near Ern's ear teasingly,
What if there's a ghost watching us right now?
Ern immediately woke up, her eyes wide in alarm, and scolded Mind.
B, stop it!
Ha, darling, I was just kidding. Go to sleep, my baby.
Mind laughed and wrapped her arm around Ern, pulling her closer. She planted a quick kiss on Ern's cheek, making it turn pink and red. Ern feigned a scowl, trying to hide her embarrassment, but still felt a little scared. She had been trying to forget her fear, but Mind's teasing only made it worse.
If I get scared, B, you can't leave. You have to keep hugging me in the blanket like this, okay?
I won't run away, I promise. And I'm the one who will fight the ghost, not you. See, it was just a sound. Nothing to be scared of.
B, stop! You can't challenge it like that. You have to apologize right now.
Apologize for what? It's true, right? It's someone else's house. We're allowed to stay. Everything should go away.
B, you stop right now.
Ha. All right. Sleep now. I'll hold you tight. Go to sleep, my good girl.
Ern shook her head but snuggled even closer to Mind. She exhaled softly, still scared, but feeling safe with Mind holding her. She knew Mind wasn't actually afraid, and she was grateful for the comfort. During the time the guards were checking the house, Mind kept calling out to whatever or whoever was making the mysterious sound, not to challenge it, but to make it clear that this was her house, and she wasn't afraid. After several repeated calls, Ern had to scold Mind twice before she stopped. Ern understood that Mind wanted to protect her and wanted her to feel safe, even though it was hard to shake the eerie feeling lingering in her mind. 30 minutes later, as they began to doze off, the house seemed to settle, and the surrounding air grew thick with an unusual silence, almost as if something was watching them, exactly as they had felt when they first entered. Mind was still awake, waiting for Ern to fall asleep before she would do the same. She dreamt of a woman, pale and gaunt, with eyes full of sorrow and unspoken rage. The woman's eyes seemed to look right through Mind, as if she could see into her soul. In the dream, Mind saw the woman standing by a window, staring at something far away, her pale hand pressed against the wall as if clinging to something, and there was a vague image of blood scattered on the floor, the smell of it thick in the air. Suddenly, as the woman's death became clearer in Mind's dream, Mind jolted awake with a start, her heart pounding in terror. She gasped for breath, her hand shaking as she touched her face to ground herself. Ern, startled by Mind's sudden movement, also woke up.
B, what's wrong? Was it a nightmare?
Ern asked, her voice full of concern, reaching out to gently brush the damp strands of hair from Mind's face.
Yeah, it was just a dream.
Mind whispered, though the image of the woman still haunted her. She felt an uncomfortable chill, something she never usually felt. Ern held Mind tightly, sensing her unease.
It's okay, I'm here with you.
Yeah, I think it was just the strange sounds and my worries. I guess that's why I had such a weird dream.
Mind murmured, trying to brush it off, but her eyes were still drawn to the dark corners of the room.
It felt so real, and it was like she was here with us. I don't know why, but in the dream, she seemed like she'd lived here before, like she belonged here.
B, are you messing with me? No way. If she really used to live here, she wouldn't be scary. I mean, we're good people, right? She should be nice to us, don't you think?
Ha ha, I guess so. Maybe she's just here to say hello and won't bother us anymore. Don't worry, okay?
B, stop scaring me. You were the one making me worry.
Ha. I just think she might be lonely, and maybe she's jealous of us because we're so cute and sweet together.
Mind teased again. Not missing a beat, Mind hugged Ern tighter and buried her face in her neck, planting soft kisses. She wasn't about to let the night slip away without a little playful attack on her girlfriend.
Haha, stop it, B, that tickles, no more.
Ern laughed, knowing exactly what was coming. Despite the lingering unease from the strange dreams, Mind couldn't resist, and she continued to tease Ern until they both laughed together, momentarily forgetting the haunting feelings of the night. Ern immediately sensed what was about to happen, as this was how her girlfriend always behaved. Even though the eerie feeling still lingered in her heart, Mai couldn't help but smile and give in to her desire to embrace her girlfriend. She pounced on Ern with intensity, as this was their honeymoon, after all, a time for many joyful moments. Mind expertly flipped herself over to straddle her girlfriend, intent on becoming the playful tigress who would pounce on her prey, the little kitten beneath her. Mind pressed a passionate kiss onto Ern's full lips, just as Ern tried to scold and stop her. But Mind didn't want to hear those words. Instead, she heard Ern's muffled protest as Mind claimed her mouth with her own. The protest turned into a soft, breathy response as the intensity of Mind's kiss overwhelmed Ern. Mind's hands moved quickly, caressing her girlfriend's body with the same swift, fluid movements of an octopus. The tiger's strength and allure were irresistible, and Mind succeeded in overpowering her girlfriend. Ern showed no sign of resistance and even seemed ready to fight back. 2 hours later, the two women lay tangled together, the warmth of their love overshadowing the fear. The house fell silent again, but as Mind closed her eyes to sleep, the image of the pale woman remained in her mind, her sad, dark eyes full of mystery and pain. Something about the woman's presence felt like it was drawing Mind deeper into the house's painful past. Mind didn't want to let Ern know how much she was starting to wonder about the house's history, but she felt compelled to find out more. She wasn't sure why, but it was like something was pulling her to uncover the truth. She closed her eyes tightly, praying to dream of the woman again, to understand more of the past, to hear whatever the woman had to say. And with that, Mind drifted into a deep sleep. This passage amplifies the sense of horror and helplessness in Mind's dream. The way she is physically paralyzed by the overwhelming cold, the eerie atmosphere of the house, and the grotesque image of the tortured woman all combine to create a deeply unsettling and nightmarish experience. The woman's disfigured and bloodied body, coupled with her chilling smile, intensifies the horror of the situation. The sense of suffocating fear and the inability to escape reflect Mind's struggle against an unseen force. The scene intensifies with the supernatural force drawing Mind into the vortex of red light, symbolizing her complete immersion into the horrors of the ritual. The unsettling feeling of time stopping, paired with the sounds of bone shattering and the never-ending scream, creates an atmosphere of eternal suffering. When the vision fades, leaving only the haunting image of the woman's face and the residual echoes of death, it leaves Mind in a state of deep psychological trauma. Her heart races, and the sense of suffocation is almost physical, as if the dream's darkness has invaded her very being. The fact that she wakes up in such a terrified state, drenched in sweat and unable to shake the feeling that the nightmare still clings to her, suggests that the boundary between the dream world and reality is beginning to blur. The dread lingers, and it's clear that this experience is far more than just a dream. It feels like a warning or a call to action. The moment when Ern wakes up to find Mind in such a state adds a layer of urgency to the situation. Ern's concern, mixed with Mind's overwhelming fear, sets up an interesting dynamic between the two characters. Will Mind share her disturbing dream with Ern? What will this terrifying experience mean for their relationship and the unraveling mysteries surrounding the house? The tension is palpable, and it's evident that Mind's journey into uncovering the house's dark past is far from over. The scene takes a chilling turn as Mind awakens, disoriented and terrified, finding herself covered in blood, an eerie manifestation of the horror she's just witnessed in her dream. The shock and confusion she feels are mirrored in Ern's frantic reaction. Her immediate concern for Mind's well-being, seeing her in such a state, builds a layer of tension. Ern's panic at the sight of blood and her desperate rush to turn on the lights highlights the severity of the situation.
B, no, why? B, what's wrong?
Huh?
The moment is rich with emotional intensity. Mind, shocked and horrified at the blood on her own face, is unable to comprehend the depth of what's happening. Is it a hallucination? A lingering effect of the nightmare? The fact that she is unsure of whether the blood is real adds another layer of psychological horror. Her connection to the terrifying dream she had is now visceral, almost blurring the line between nightmare and reality. This cliffhanger also suggests an impending unraveling of events, where Mind's fear and Ern's protective instincts will likely lead to a pivotal moment of revelation. What will happen when the lights are on and reality fully sets in? The dark, supernatural forces in the house are surely still at play, and the mystery of the inheritance, the curse, and the ghosts of the past are only growing more intense. The story sets the stage for deeper exploration into the supernatural and psychological elements as Mind and Ern navigate the aftermath of this terrifying event. To be continued. We apologize for certain content that cannot be shared on this platform. Please follow the link in the comments to read more. Thank you for watching, listening, and reading our work.